Hello everybody and welcome back to a brand new video. How are you doing? I hope you're doing well and I hope you are really excited for this week's video. This week I thought we would do another Disney inspired video because I really want to try and do a new Disney video every week. Yeah. I'm not too sure if I'm going to be able to keep up with it, but at the moment this is really what I would like to do because I love Disney and I want to be able to share it all with you guys and let you guys know everything I've learned over the years while being theirs. So please feel free to like and subscribe now if you love Disney videos because there'll be a lot more going up on this channel, or also if you enjoy lifestyle and travel videos because I'm going to be uploading a lot of them in the future and already have a few ready for you to watch as well if you're interested. But anyway, enough of me rambling on and let's get into the video. This week I thought I would talk about EPCOT's World Showcase because it is an amazing thing and I love it so much. I've already done a video on my tips and tricks for EPCOT and what I would recommend doing when going there, but this week I'm going to solely focus on talking about the World Showcase and I'm going to tell you guys what my favourite things are to do in each country. If you guys don't know, EPCOT actually has a whole separate section called the World Showcase, which are 12 pavilions of different countries around a lake, and you basically can walk around them and go in shops and see different cultures, and it's just really fun and interesting, especially when you're remembering that this is part of the theme park. You don't have to pay any extra for it and it's just a really interesting concept and I loved going around it. Like I said, there are 12 of these, so it does take a bit of time to do, but it's definitely worth the experience. It is so great and it's so interesting and it teaches you a lot about different countries around the world, so I definitely recommend doing it if you're going to EPCOT. Don't miss it out, it's probably my most favourite thing to do there, so definitely check it out when you're going. So in this video I'm going to be going from Mexico all the way around to Canada and stopping off at each country and telling you what my favourite things are in each of them. This is the way I usually like going around the World Showcase, but you can go through Canada to Mexico or you can get a boat to the middle and go around that way. You can literally go around whatever way you want. This is just the way I like to do it. So when going around from Mexico to Canada, obviously the first country you're going to come in contact with is Mexico, which is an amazing country. It sells churros. It's where I usually go and watch the fireworks. I normally stand on the bridge and watch the fireworks because it's such a nice place to be. Most of it is located inside and they've kind of made a marketplace out of it, so it's quite a nice place to go if you want to get out of the heat or if it's raining, etc., all that sort of stuff. But my number one favourite thing to do in Mexico is definitely go and ride the 3 Caballero rides, also known as the Grand Fiesta Tour. It's located at the back of the building and it's just a really good ride. I like to think of it as almost like a mini Small World. I don't know why, it just has the similar sort of vibes as Small World. There's never a particularly long queue for it, so it's a really great ride to go on, especially if you want to sit down for a little bit and you're feeling like you need a ride. There's not many rides around the World Showcase, so I definitely take advantage of them when you are in a country that has a ride. So when going to Mexico, that would definitely be my number one thing to remember to do. After you've been in Mexico, the next country you'll walk to after that will be Norway, which is actually a very fun country as well to experience. This is where the Frozen ride is and a lot of people like to go on this ride. The Frozen ride is actually in Norway and it is very popular with a lot of people who are in EPCOT, and I don't blame them. It is a very good ride. You also get the chance to meet Anna and Elsa there often, and that's a really nice place to go for a character photo spot with Anna and Elsa because it is specifically designed for them princesses. So all the background and all the furniture will be designed for Anna and Elsa, so it just looks nicer in the photos. And I would definitely recommend going on the Frozen ride as it is so amazing. The queuing process for Frozen is also really fun, so don't feel disheartened if you haven't got a fast pass, as there is loads to do in the queue and loads to look at. It is quite hard to get a fast pass for Frozen because lots of people do want to go on it, especially when they're in EPCOT, so it is normally a really busy ride, but there is tons to do in the queue, like I say. So yes, it's just really entertaining and I would definitely not miss it out. The next country you'll be in after Norway is actually China. I really love this pavilion and think it is really interesting. There's a lot that it has to offer. My favourite part of China is probably the shops. It sells loads of fun stuff in there and I love looking through there. They do also have an attraction there. However, I would say it's not a must-do activity, but definitely if you're going there for the first time, then give it a try. But my favourite thing to do when in China is definitely look through their shop and all the trinkets and stuff they have. It's just so interesting and I just love looking at bits like that. If you're lucky, you can also catch an acrobatic show which they host in the China Pavilion, which is also amazing. However, I don't think they have specific times, they just come out as and when they want to, but it's a really fun show and if you are lucky enough to catch that, definitely sit and watch them. Then you're on to Germany, which has the most amazing Werther's Original chocolate shop, which I absolutely love. Even if you don't go in intending to buy anything, just go in to experience the smell and how everything works, because they are making everything fresh, and it is so interesting to look at. Usually I buy a bag of popcorn from this shop, which is really tasty, and I eat them at the fireworks later in the evening. So that's my number one thing to do. Then you are in Italy, and I would say unless you're going to eat, there's not actually a lot to do in Italy. However, it is a really nice place to look at the rest of the pavilion and look at EPCOT in general. In Italy, by the waterfront, there is a lot of bridges which you can stand on and look at the lake and look at the view, and it is just a really nice place to take everything in. I love to go there. It's never particularly crowded. There's lots of benches and seats there, so you're able to take a break, and it is just a really nice place to kind of appreciate everything and just enjoy your experience there. Once you pass Italy, you then end up in America, which is the center of the World Showcase, and it is by far the most extravagant country out of all of them. America has loads to offer. Not only does it have places to eat, it also has an outdoor theatre as well as an indoor theatre and shops. There is just so much to do in America. But my favourite thing is to by far go and see the Voices of Liberty, which are located in the foyer of the indoor theatre, and they are just honestly amazing. I talked about them in my tips and tricks video for EPCOT, and basically they are an a cappella group which sing old American songs as well as Disney songs, and they are just honestly amazing and the highlight of my trip to EPCOT. The times they sing are located on the My Disney Experience app, so try and make sure you get to America at a time when they're on, because you will not regret it. They are honestly so magical and probably my favourite thing to go and see when I'm in EPCOT. Then when you've left America, the next country that you'll be in is actually Japan, which I think is my favourite pavilion by far. My favourite part of this pavilion is again their shops. They have tons of stuff in their shop in Japan, from toys to food to oysters they sell as well. You can pick your own oyster and get a pearl out, to kimonos, to different scents. There is just tons and tons of stuff to look at and possibly buy. As well as this, at the end of the shop they actually have a mini museum on the history of kawaii, which I find really interesting as well, and I love looking around there and reading all about it. In general, Japan's just my favourite pavilion out of them all, so please don't bypass it when you go, because it is so interesting and it has so much culture and so much to show for it. The next country is Morocco, and personally I feel like unless you're eating there, Morocco doesn't have that much to offer. However, its theming is amazing and I just like looking around. There honestly is so much well done design and theming going around it, and it's just really interesting and really does give you a sense of their culture, so that's what I love to do when I'm in Morocco. After you've been to Morocco, you then end up in France, which will soon have a ratatouille ride, but it doesn't at the minute, so that can't be my favourite for this video. But my favourite thing to do in France is go to their ice cream shop, where you can get an ice cream filled brioche bun, which is so yummy and it is so tasty. So if you love the sound of that, then go to France and try that. Like anywhere in Disney, it is quite expensive, but it is definitely worth it and it is very tasty. So if you like the sound of that, then go and try it in the France Pavilion. The next country you'll be in is the UK, and just a piece of advice, the UK in EPCOT looks nothing like the UK at home. For starters, it's always sunny there and it's never sunny here, so. But my favourite thing to do in the UK is go into the grassy garden area and listen to the music. They often have live bands there that plays really well-known music, and everyone gets up and dances and sings along, and it's just a really fun atmosphere and experience. Even when they're not playing, it is really nice to just sit in the garden and again just take everything in and watch the world go by a bit. Another thing I love to do in the UK, which only other UK people love to do, is go into their confectionery shop and look at the prices of all the sweets and biscuits and what Disney are selling them for. So if you're traveling to Disney for the first time from the UK and are going to EPCOT, definitely go in the sweet shop in the UK and look at some of the prices they are charging for their sweets, because it is insane, but it's a really fun game to play and we do it every time we go. Then you actually end up in Canada, which is the last pavilion of them all. My favourite thing to do in Canada would definitely be watching their entertainment that they have on in that country. They actually have a bit of a country band sort of styled group who are really entertaining and really fun to watch. It's also nice just sitting down for a bit after walking around the whole of the pavilion, because it really does take it out of you, especially if it's a particularly hot day. So I just really love sitting down and watching the entertainment that they have to offer in Canada when I get there. They're just really fun and they're also really comforting. You feel like you're part of the act when you're watching them, and I definitely recommend anyone to sit and watch them if they have the time to. That's it for this video. I think it was quite a short one this week, but I hope you enjoyed it. If you guys are interested, I actually did read all this information off my blog post that I've recently put up on EPCOT, and I will leave that linked below if you want to read more about it. Basically, I uploaded a beginner's guide for EPCOT, which goes more into depth of what the park's like and what to expect when going for the first time. So it's just a really good thing to look at and read, especially if you are going to Disney for the first time. I've also got a Magic Kingdom blog post as well, which I will link below, which follows the same sort of style as well. As always, I really hope you enjoyed this video, and if you did, please like the video and please subscribe if you want to see more from me. Like I said, I'm going to try and upload one of these videos every week, which will be very exciting, especially if you're counting down to a trip and want to know all the information you can. There'll be a new video up here based on it every single week, so stay tuned for that. Also, comment on this video if you enjoyed it and what your favourite things to do are in the pavilion, or if there is something that I should try out that maybe I haven't done before. I would love to hear them. And yes, that's about it from me, so I hope you enjoyed the video and please let me know if you did, and I will see you all very soon in the next one. Bye!